Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.
Kusha and Kabo inside this one big family house where we all sit down and call we yard. Well, of course, today we bring una things them where always I can tell una say we need for discuss as a family. As we all know, the things that already happen inside my salon. Plenty things that they inside the basket today, where we una they come discuss. But one important thing there, as we all know, the Africanist Press, the Carafilo of Mama Salon, been come up with a statement who said and tell we say baku thing missing inside the audit report. Well, it's still not top day. The Sierra Leone police, as the IG been come and make gaga because of LJ in case. Well, what don't come up from them back say, then confirm to we that them don't arrest boss LA.
Oh, sorry. Okay, plenty things then there for you inside the program today. I mean, plenty. So no go no say you with it to line them for you. Yeah. Well, Kande Kwaleyum Kela, Honorable don't say Parliament for look inside the Audit Service the report where them pull for 2020. But confusion don't begin there. We don't know if that will be possible because Paupa them don't begin say then don't they use the wrong method for lady particular case na Parliament for let them look inside that particular issue day that report day. Well, we got other things then where we go basically get for look at inside day today. You hear this afternoon you hear the VPN, the deputy caretaker say you for make them check you or let them count you because now only way they count you or you say the census now water the census now light the census. It say well you know it in certain time then they enough fine for let you beat grown. Let me go quick. We go start right from there. Let we begin listen to the deputy caretaker and then we come back just now for let we can talk about the issue the way it is.
Census is not politics. Census is not politics. Census is development. So I want to appeal to Cecilians to know that if you go out there and you are counted, it is going to affect how we are going to get healthcare, water, light, and development. Census, not politics. His Excellency knows the census, all to the doctor, hospital, the woman, the king. Data will record information. If you don't know how many number of people live in the country, How many number of people in the locality? How many number of people in the chiefdom? Like a section, like a community, you don't know how many hospitals, how many nurses, how many doctors, how many lives for caring. Anybody who say census and politics, census and development, census and water, census and light, census and nurse, census and medicine, and census and one of the problems we will get in the health sector before the data problem. In 2018, when we come, the indicators when they give it by the MCC, they say we formulate a number of beginning before we pass that indicator. We calculate all the beginning. We are supposed to calculate, yet still they fail with an indicator. I asked the Minister of Health, Dr. Alfauri, make he contact Geneva and see why make we fail. We don't calculate all man. With people in Geneva, they say the number of picking away, they say that under 5 picking away this salon. Now this number, una don't calculate this number. So it means some picking are still left. We look for them picking and they throughout the country. We don't see them picking and they for calculating. So what in that mean? It means the figure the way they been key about the picking they been high. So what you will do, because you been get both picking them, we not able to see them. Today we defend them picking them. They don't grow now. For calculate them, we not get them. So now from 2018 we begin realize if you don't get the census right, if you don't get the right information, if you don't get the right data, you government when they make policy, even you development partners, they not able to support you because the information where you the key is not correct. This census is essentially the help we for let we get the right data, let we get the right information. So that when we plan how to distribute hospital, how to distribute nurse, how to distribute water, electricity, and transformer them for light, we will be able to know the number of people within a particular community, particular chiefdom, particular district, particular region. So while nobody no fool will say census na politics, census na development. Count yourself, make you bring water like community. Count yourself, make you bring light like community. And count yourself, make them know how many nurses and them for sale for the belly woman there and the pikin there.
Well, my family, when I don't listen, waiting, the Mumu VP as making describe, I'm always waiting to come and talk in this video. To my opinion, of course, we all know when Mumu they fed for talk. Sometimes, you know, they even know whose side it starts and whose side it end. And again, before I go inside the matter, better one, this now the worst VP will ever get inside Mama Saloon, meaning when I think say, you know, even though enroll as a vice president because they don't take all what is supposed to do and other person they display their functions and then duties them they to we the peaceful citizens them. So sometimes, you know, even get clue of what they talk because better says no day of what they can't talk. Well, when I hear waiting, he can't talk. Small thing where we underline no more on a statements them where he come and talk. Let people are not big food, people them say this census now politics, now development, and it's time for do for make they're able to know how they distribute nurse, for make them able to know how they distribute lights, for make them able to know how they distribute. You know, where they talk, particularly where he reach that size, for me they know how they distribute some of them things and where he measure. They ask they bleed. That don't really tell you, say, them people are not even ready, them people are not get planned, them people are just trying for dupe and loot this country. Now, when they try for count people them. Now, when they try for bring all the talk and they talk say, when I want count people them, for make una know na they distribute transformers them. Una fool. 30 una no get sense. For more that can't tell say Now I can count people 2022 coming. Yeah, now December we did pass. Today is 17. Now the 17th December 2021, a government will take over from 2018. We get mandate for rule we and do what we want, if not awesome, for 5 years. And the vice president who called second caretaker now in the talk show. But I don't blame him because as I tell Najishno,
Bible,
you don't even know what to do.
Bible,
Shembe Pierre.
People will get plan what for no. Anybody when mean for do good thing and not they put the blame on somebody, it take responsibility. But anybody we not get serious plan, now I always want for lay posting tot in wala for them. Why are they say this? Don't forget about the late Magufuli, where inside 1 year, in as much as they say it been there na the last government, but when it take over office inside 1 year, it transformed in country seriously. Let we forget about them. That's an old story now. Let me go to Zambia. In just 100 days, you know every then they talk about the last government where we meet now this, the last government now this government now that. In 100 days, then the country thinks them where they don't transform inside the country. But here, in 4 years, we still blaming. In 4 years, we still point finger. But for God's sake, if the politicians them not wise up, if the politicians they not get sense, what do you expect the supporter them for do? It's unfortunate for say 4 years, this government still they cast passion, cast blame on whose side we don't come out. They not ever. They only get idea for blame. They not get idea for create things them way for transform the situation.
Not at all.
Way for change the
Not
story.
at all.
Look at so like I said, let we done with a Magufuli story in Tanzania. Let's focus on Zambia. In 100 days, the woman, the prime minister, they label the things them. And on one day, or in approximately 2 minutes video he do. And now ever hear he talk about the opposition failing this, or the last government failing this. It's let we count about the things the way we don't do in 100 days. Let begin count the time they go. That's why they call them. They call them with practical reference and example. That's why they call them. 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 But in my own case, 100 days, waiting be with development. The last government dig hole. The last government open leakages. The last picky way come for better. Now from waiting.
I'm from Impupu.
Fine. That fall we want better. When them born I come for better and not the pupu na in foot. When you see them born I begin pupu na in foot must not say better another day. Now like this so. Find way you come with bright ideas them of how to transform the country. Use them things then they implement projects for transform the lives of people, transform the country, move the economy. You give it big hope. Say where we come, as we come with the hit the gun running. But when you come, you're unfortunate. I can always talk this. You can't if you buy it's a bit being one thing with the clothes plaster scene. No small. Now so no more you see come super glue. Boop, it don't fast in. No move. Before that, they just they look be no more now. Now, make her not move. Now, I mean, you say, you see all of them things there. You get the ideas. Now look at something where the VP talk. You say, in 2015, then do census, then say, the picking the way they register, then fail because of so, they're not able for vaccinate them picking in them. Then when they ask it to happen, then tell we say, the picking the way be register, now the number this. The one that don't give vaccine, now the number this. This man fool, if he say they talk to waiting, for God's sake, from 2015 to 2018, how much years done they? 3 years. 3 years. If picking them thing and they been there 3 years, going to 4 years, you want to still there 3 years, 4 years, let's still there under 5. He say, then they work at the one whole country, they not see them picking and they, how you want for see them? Wait 3 years don't go, or for say, okay, I understand. Now I see. You know, say from when they can 4 years, they not move, they not grow. So the picking them, then they expect say the picking them from when they left them 3 to 4 years. In 3 years before they come, therefore still the 3 to 4 years because then self not they grow. Then feel say the picking like when they can say picking a yes. When come, they no more almost see at the yes. And then they grow, you know they develop. Just they one sign no more if you see begin grow, must not say problem there. So you see? Now we say, now only where them come to now, una will get this, hey, Papa Godfather in heaven. You tell we say, waiting, when you come, you dey transform the economy. You dey make the lives of people better. But now, 4 years, now you can tell we say, if they encounter you, we go able for no. The one they wait there already, wait till now don't do. The numbers, when we say, okay, let's say for example, we get 7 million, approximately, people what we talk about in the last census. That 7 million, whose provision you don't make? Because obviously, when you count, they don't born more picking them. Although you say them picking away, them being count, you not see them, you not get for see them because they don't grow. They're not like you government. If you don't come in 3 years, how many picking? They don't even get a record. Almost picking, let them go back and death. Let them say almost picking they don't born. Let me look at how many people they don't come inside the country, how many people they don't left the country. So now we expect, say, according to the rumor we get right now, the number they want for inflator. Okay, let me say 7 million you able provide for them. If you get 10 million, you go able provide for them. You go able. I mean, and for tower, you provide for the number where you say. But okay, I can understand. The one for IDBN, the number now say, certain development they will not able to forget, because not able to know the actual number. That is just fake information, man. Then are just fake. Anyway, I just eat my cake small no more.
But indeed, you mentioned something, say, caretaker bill say, where it take over this country, it transform the economy. It transform them from back to worst. Indeed, it do. The problem what we been get, we not be asked questions. As this man they talk in big full empty folks talk them, we be just the answer. New direction. Hey, this, that, hey, that, hey. APC don't make people of this country they suffer. Then they buy rest for so. Hey, this Allah and clap. If you not stop and I was sick, or get in a saloon. People they see them big fool and yampy they do things them. Then they see the truth, they still they clap. They shout. After that shouting, some man not even get where they go eat. Somebody like Jules de Jallo, me when they talk, it even piss me off.
Not jealous.
Because they think.
Not jealous. Why they jealous of Fambule? Not jealous.
They tell you for free, me brother. It piss me off. Because things the way relevant. Where as a second gentleman, where you know for grief or maybe shield them. If you come out and talk, you know they come out and talk. Now we were attacking on dirty, they use them like remote. They say go and go talk for many people and listen to you because it's not this small crowd they Allah for you. But as I said just now, when somebody in an office, he don't know it functions them where he did it for, he don't know in job of the office what he's supposed to do. Now so it can be Jules Jallo when the second gentleman. You don't even know he role as vice president because there are no grievers for make it do and itself big full and mumu. It just instead they play on the hand game they say, I don't care what's at the get they get. And then kind people on the hand of a country then kind people there. Because I may not waste me time and this guy self. I beg. You come and ask why they say an excuse to say, I say, I had the bleed.
No, bro. I'm jealous. Why the jealous before I'm there? And so, well.
Big fool, nigga.
Una wanna allow let me government, me uncle in government promote, now they can't get your spin back this net. Alright, so what do they do now? Let me move now to the issue of IG.
Hey God. That whole fiba babu shoklem.
Yes, Chihuahua.
I think this net just piss me off.
Hey, but I don't tell you, this net are really. All the one they want to we government. We want to undermine we government. We're ready for now. All right. So in the meantime, let me go quick one and see in this morning now Radio Democracy. They mean talk to the media one. Yeah, we na assistant superintendent. We I hope I get them. We no assistant commissioner. Sorry. We na Bremer, and they even talk about the arrest of LJ. They talk about COP, and they talk about the reason why they arrest them. Yeah. So in the meantime, let me just go relax and listen to this interview, quick one. When they come back just now.
Yes. As I tell listeners, we tell listeners now one power headline: Police don't arrest Alhaji Amadou Ba, where people can call LJ after una be don't put warrant of arrest for and ask people that anybody will lead to arrest or show say ide, then go get 5 million leons. This morning we get a news say they don't arrest them. You can confirm this to listeners.
Yeah, that is affirmative. We arrested them last night, a little over 1 o'clock in the morning, where the patrol team mounted division, where they up American embassy there, and then go on patrol, and they end up for arrest them, and then hand them over to the CID. They go answer to the offenses that the police investigate them for. So it is confirmed, and I will say affirmative, say we don't arrest them. Then at the police custody.
Before this arrest, the police put a public notice out, say then they issue warrant of arrest for them, and anybody we show we say eligible, they get 5 million loans. We make people be the wonder if una be don't invite them, you not show up, we make una lead or una go this direction.
You know, we get processes when it comes to investigation. Talking about invitation, now when you avail yourself, you say that we invite you. But the man was never seen. The man went on the ground. Then call on only lines and lines lay down. The side we will say that they in the tap, when I Swiss hotel, we go there, the man not there, it was nowhere to be found. So now only way we don't say, well, I mean, the offense way involves itself. It has to be public morality. People who get law will tell you, say, especially philosophy of law, they will tell you, say, certain laws and way they make them for preserve the moral values of society. The society not to run society where they just allow somebody just to cost somebody any even offline it costs no more. They say, well, it's not cost somebody. They say, well, not the chief it costs. So if you say, so cost business, not the way we value in our society, not the way we detest. And at one area, then the way normally people they make law, they say, okay, let's look at what we call legal moralism. Understand? For say law make this law because we want to preserve the moral values of society. So cost, especially to a female somebody, will not be very frank. I mean, man sometimes get for absorb a lot of things to be there, but woman, I mean, especially on the kind of words the way you use and the kind things the way you say, I mean, not be very frank. Nobody not go do that one day to anybody they feel happy. And then a public figure, and the first way down to also a public figure. So they expect say in an artist way to get a very large following then I mean if you live by example. If you not live by example, then the law will help you for make you live by example. So this is what we are doing. The law is there for everybody. Now only when somebody breaches the law and I tell you they come in for say, well, we have to enforce it. That's our job. We enforce and the judiciary then for interpret. And then the parliament then for make. So say the parliament make, if parliament not make we know the enforcer. And because parliament make them, they enact them to law, that make we the enforcer. And because we enforce them, that make the judiciary the interpreter. So everybody get a kind of tripartite arrangement within the criminal justice system.
Earlier you talk about for go answer to the crimes them, and you don't begin mention some of them. For somebody where they listen to you now, we not aware of what exactly lead to the warrant of arrest or the arrest. What exactly leads to this?
We get offense what they call public insult and provocation. We also get offense what they call threatening language. We then call it threatening remarks. But now at the coinage, but the actual legal coinage are threatening language. Where you threaten somebody, say you go harm, so on and so forth, or you insult somebody publicly, where it will be to the annoyance of every other person. You know, and when you look at this one, you will find out this large wrongful statement. So many people don't pull to that. People are annoyed about what's happening. So the elements and those fit in very neatly. You understand? So public insult and provocation. We're also talking about threatening language. So those are the offenses we are looking at, and then We want to make sure say we give them fair investigation. But we need them for like an answer to the one that they never could not see them. We not get them. We try for long get them. We're not able. We not be alternative. First we do it. We do so. And that's one of the processes we involved when it comes to investigation. You put out warrant of arrest, and then you also declare the person wanted, and then the result to look for get them. He was declared wanted yesterday, and today we don't get the man. So I mean, I think we achieve what we want.
So what's next after the arrest?
He has to face the investigation. We get for answer to the allegations away they against them, and then after which that will be determined afterwards, because within the powers of the police, we get the power for arrest, we get the power for search, we get the power for detain, we get the power for investigate, and then we get the power for prosecute. These are all powers we then give to the police. So at various times and in between, we use them. Now the arrest in already don't be. Now it's now being detained, and then we are moving on to investigation, and then we will also get for move on to prosecution at some point. So that's the situation.
Away from the issue of LAJ, Assistant Commissioner of Police, there is also an issue of journalists being beaten by the police, an alleged allegation now. We involve Central Police them. How far police don't go with this investigation?
Fair enough. Yesterday, we get to press conference, the IGP Census attend. We all see where the IG can. And as chief executive, we able to talk to the press. I mean, we know they shield them from the press. We able to talk to the press. We also make reference to the fact, say, yes, we don't see AYV. We take a young voices, media empire. They complain, say, to a press release, say, one of them, a journalist, go to Central Police Station, and then see them manhandle them. So we see that press release. They don't be talk to you directly, but indirectly they talk to you, because when they come out to the press release and then you say they call on the police management to make the act. So we see them, we're all in social media. So we say for act. We also come out to the press release where the management come out to the press release where they say, we don't hear you to say, and then we say we call for investigation. Because the rules say, for at any time somebody feel aggrieved or offended, you get the right for going to police, you get the right for the police as an institution created by the Constitution, and they also get a statutory backing, the Police Act of 1964. Now we are responsible for we delve into those issues, look into those issues. So whether it concerns police or it concerns any other person, the police get responsibility. So now that makes we say we are going to investigate. And then we will not stop there. We go further for say let AYV they avail with that personal. Because we say we don't care for Colin. And somebody who gets personal relationship, we don't care for Colin for no we know locate them say but we understand say in the try for get some treatment, which we personally call AYV as well, tell them say, well, let them make them available to you so that we will come for assist investigation. So we not get somebody who will be the eye, we not get cover close. Understand? But we just want to make sure say everybody gets fair investigation, everybody gets fair time for deal with the police and for deal with the police. So that matter is under active investigations. We expect say the complainant, we the AYV staff member, therefore come today, because yesterday we were able to contact them personally. Apart from the fact that we contact management of AYV, we also contact them personally because he lines every day on now. So he promised for say we come today and then see the ID, we look into them administratively. And then the other aspect will also be looked into, because if somebody they say he was detained unlawfully, we have to look at it. If somebody say he was assaulted, we also have to look at it as the case may be. So from a two-pronged on a two-track approach, we for you for make sure say we just give them justice, because everybody wants justice.
Brian Kamara, what are the punishments of police officers them if we find anyone guilty for attack journalists and beat them?
Not particularly journalists. I mean, if you go particularly talk with journalists, somebody will say, why they specify, say, we journalists do this, we supposed to do this to journalists, and this kind of punishment for that.
Now, because now the case in question,
now call infractions. For any time we get infractions of rules and regulations, we get under the police discipline regulations of 2001, we under the police discipline regulation of 2001, specify a range of sanctions. And the sanctions are too many. So it depends on the gravity of the offense and how the allegations will come at the court. Then the presiding officer at the end of the day get a range of punishment they will look and say, well, you will either be dismissed, or you will be demoted in rank, or you will be transferred, or you will be removed from barracks, or then there are so many. But specifically, we say this one for journalists, where you do now this will happen. But you get a range of punishment the way with sanctions the way at the police discipline regulations of 2001, where the presiding officer open to for make a met out to the possible we call defaulter, because to me we call them defaulter.
Away from the issue of the AYV journalist where police allegedly beat, look at the issue of arrest of Dana Konomani, Karmo Kaba, and Femi Claudius Cole, we been there with then there. For people where they listen, what's not been the reason, Media One?
We just say we already get a national event, Census national event, and that one was proclaimed by the first gentleman of the Republic, where His Excellency Brigadier Guitar, Dr. Julius Madabio, he called for census where so it don't become a national event, where we expect national participation. So in the event, by the rules and regulations and by what the law say, nobody enough for obstruct them, nobody enough for incite anybody for say, for take part on so on and so forth. So if somebody go on a radio, especially the radio I talk to now, and then you make some comment the way we believe say this comment the way we get the potential for make in the end cause of justice, or for make the process be flawed, or for make the process not go on, then you need for come and can answer. So it has to do with incitement. And incitement, just like incitement, conspiracy, these are all inchoate offenses where we always get the opportunity for call somebody. They are indictable anyway. You get the opportunity for call somebody and can list the human side, and then the police will make a determination whether the elements where they constitute the offense they are okay, and if they are okay, then we have the options now. We have the discretion to charge or not to charge. But to be calling come because the statement, the utterance they make, you see, get the potential for disrupt the whole process of this census way and midterm census. So they were brought in for incitement.
Would they look at them people away they under question now, or we will not be arrested but don't grant them bail, belong to a political party, and that not the position of the young party itself. We now the APC and also the UP and we come together and form COP. They all belong to them party they are so. Considering the fact that they're in the political position where they don't pull and then go by the dictate of within the political party where they belong to say, why not the political party head than supporters or the followers?
The political party na entity, na individuals that make the political party. And the rule says every man is responsible for the natural and fully the consequences of his or her own act. We will talk about.
Well, of course, people, we all don't hear waiting the somebody where the police call Media One. Now they from their own side don't come and talk. All waiting una don't listen. So as you don't come and talk, but LJ say then don't confirm to we the people say they don't hold LJ. But I'll take them one by one from waiting the Media One talk. We not go able to analyze every word we talk about. The little one them we take as a punch. The Media One say LJ, curse, abuse, somebody in a public figure, when I ask my James or ask my James, I don't know, and I don't want to know. So for that, the order, what they then call wanted, and the release, what they then call bench warrant. Here, Mr. Salon people, una make we afraid God. Upon all these jump, God sit down, we know they talk what they watch. These are the reasons where it be say some man they say no more they work. I pull it to assist, not it. Na crazy don't crazy. You go answer in family, but watch you back, what you they do. Here is a police force today from Bulem where it be say it be supposed for serve with the people genuinely. Therefore be independent on issues. But we're not able to get the kind of police. Then they can plant somebody will be described for be the IGPP, when are the Inspector General of Paupa Police.
Wait. You say IG?
PP.
No, wait. Wait, now, IG, not an ignorant guy.
Okay, thank you for your correction. Ignorance of Paupa Police.
No, ignorance guy, IG. Go ahead.
You know, me people, yesterday at Saluna, I be feel pain. You know, some side or a place where you feel say justice must be prevailed. You dey see that they play with them. It's really painful. Because when something happened to this person today, mind you, if it turns to you today, you're happy. But tomorrow, it get for turn to you how you they feel. Some of you are not pain that they will they feel. So this video one talk say LJ use warning or threatening remarks or threatening language against Asma James. But this question from yesterday at San Antonio, never mind, most of you know the answer. Why the Sierra Leone police, why? The Sierra Leone police so concerned, they're so focused, they so pay attention on Asma James, an issue, in case with LJ than the other case. Now here we see Sierra Leone police have beat a whole journalist. Up to now, they say they investigate. They're not apprehend nobody it, but then they investigate. Now here Sierra Leone police bang the Pekin around the Watalo area from Bule. We play the videos them now. He banged the Pekin. He sees advantage on the civilian them. He called for reinforcement, and then the reinforcements come. What the next step come do? The police will expect for save life and properties. They come and jump on the civilians them, for God's sake. Them beat people them, you know, maybe you are the talk to you so you get a video. They all want mommy, they put another van, they brutalize that mommy day. Somebody they shout say, now the mommy that they beat so, now the mommy that they beat so. Waiting this big fool IGF and Babu Sok Lem, waiting he come out and talk. He ever called press release for the violation where he dog police them, they go and pass my people them.
Indog them.
Mm-hmm. In tapi dog them. When they go and advantage civilians them. He ever put press release. Now here we see police them go intimidate Lara Telopias. For goodness sake. You say Asma James, a public figure. What about Lara Telopias? Why he exempted in our waiting?
Because an obstacle.
Good.
Uh-huh.
This power IG, he pull press release. So as still they ask people them, what is so special? Where IG, in the nag, where in the talk about as my James in case. In the nag, I don't stand for people the way they intimidate women them. I don't stand for people the way they that or this. So nonsense. It doesn't make no sense when they talk. Now so politics they go on.
Wait. If them dog them been go that term, how you call them? Belgium. Then go cause problem. Seize advantage for the trader them. When they come back, waiting he can't say. Waiting the ignorant guy say.
He back them up.
Yeah.
They say because the people where they stand at Belgium, they're not legal. They're criminal them.
So,
But I tell you, before I say, Pierre, 2 words. We don't bring all this war now in country right now. Now civilized war we country deeper. The city government don't declare war. So we the civilians them civilizedly. We are enough for talk, enough for this, but the person who end this one in a Fatima Bureau, he end this one with 2 words. Who say he say, then they begin give with the people of Sierra Leone more justice. Secondly, He come publicly and talk say, anybody who not to SLPP, not to true Sierra Leonean. And then two words that don't bring war today, now the country, intimidation, advantage, all kinds of things don't buckle because of them two words here. This now the evil somebody will be bring for we. In the first in hand see God bring you na power for make you able to can associate yourself with people them, make it try for wash you and from the bad things them so people they see you like this kind of person away your person don't forgive her. Beyond not ever do am. A come and surround itself with evil as it be. I don't know how to describe himself. No hard feelings, but this man not capable for rule we. This man not get the sense how for rule we. This man not get the know how for rule the country. Now we look all the things that when they go on, Pambulem. Now we look all the things that Mohamed Kamareba Masarena in 30 days on prison, 30 days. But the prince adding them, when don't do the worst person, then they freely right now. IG declare I'm free now the country.
Wait. In this case, I don't even really compare Mohamed Iyon. In as much as an allegation they make against him, but in own case, he get caption. Now look at the most common case. Yeah? Mamikos. Focus Mamikos, not fine. But the most common one, Mamikos. Where am with Prince Adin Iyon. Of course, LJ, not to them fumble. Prince Adin, not them fumble. Now you talk just not say, Fatima say.
Mob justice.
No.
And una na SLPP, na in a true Sierra Leonean.
You get the point. Why the attitude?
No, but if for ask me for make people who don't know, make them know where did they go on exactly now we are.
Brother, take it easier. Banga lights. Look at this thing. It say LJ for live by example because in a celebrity. Come on. LJ in position and Fatima in position. Who's that for live by example? The all two. Who that for set real example for the country? Fatima don't turn Sampa. Fatima don't turn Koskos. But never, they none. No open them, mouth them, talk say, Fatima for live by example. Instead, then they dance with them, back to them, sing with them, glad with them. Because now them fumble and him na SLPP and Uda na SLPP no get law. Uda na SLPP no decriminalize things. Uda na SLPP no they do anything way bad. All waiting they can do na good. But opposition, let's look for example. Arata go broad daylight, broad people shop. It go display cutlass. Pan people them, pan video. They ever call am for ask her.
Then Chris, not only
he talk direct to the first man in the country. The caretaker, he talk direct to her. Me address her like Bobo. Anybody talk to her?
Then Chris.
When he acted them here in squad, word them na party office, it come viral. Anybody ask them question?
Then Chuck.
Because of waiting.
Now SLPP, they are true Sierra Leoneans them.
So? Me brother. When Arata, not Arata, that guy, when he come, he talk about the caretaker. How the caretaker, they make one guy way now. Now then be the feed the caretaker that 10 day. Anybody ask a question?
There is spice.
Because?
Now SLPP, now true Sierra Leonean.
Now you don't begin study. And now you the pass exam. Good boy. Thank you. Now you try. I think the ignorant guy when they play trick, IGP. Ignorant guy when they play trick. With everything, they just feel say no more. I'll tell you something. IG, pass you go the other wall. But if you there, you dey pay ma. We go tell you say, then you not be real IGP. Eh? Yeah, like GP. Real ignorant guy wey dey play trick with people in the country. But if you say, but following know say this guy na real ignorant guy. I can imagine. People and peaceful, people and team up more than they sing. It make them fat gas. When people and they ask and question, they say, you smell am? Me self smell am. We all smell am. Can you imagine? So, this guy na ignorant guy, huh? IG? Na ignorant guy. Anyway, me not dey label myself on that particular incident. But they can't go.
Yeah, because the man politics in the speak. We fly, me brother, we fly.
Politics. Okay. Politics. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So they can't go inside the audit report, please. Let we can see what's in the happen because me I don't know what's in the International Audit Service Salon. The International Audit Service Salon say the report where audit service no more na salon pool not correct. So now International Audit Service Salon don't begin release their own report. I mean the Africanist Press. That International Audit Service for Salon, they know they do nothing. Nobody know they do for all. Then they look for all the opportunity for do like how they do to the Audit Service Salon. But the International Audit Service Salon, very big and powerful. So before that day, let me get a break with this one quick. If you just join me, please hit over the like button. Share the program and leave a comment down at the comment section. We will gladly for hearing from you. Let's just take this short break and then we'll come back just now. When you begin, don't begin thief small one at host. Not go back and not say small. If you not pull up para one time, it will embarrass you because it will thief na neighbor house. The time when mother bio and woman then begin say then the thief. In party picking them they come up and say no, now because they not like them. Right now, it don't go put we country by embarrassment internationally. You don't go believe say mother bio go na people country. It come lie say how it don't go pay for hotel. It come with false receipts. Then Auditor General go check with this hotel. The hotel say not to make this kind of receipt. So in fact, mother bio get that na so they not pay we at all. Whose kind of embarrassment we pass that one day? So for say the image all when it say it clean internationally. Now for put we on this kind of embarrassment we not ever get. Now the first time is not the history of the country. For the president of the country go forge receipt. Then he can lie say he don't pay. This is shameful not of the country. This not a party business at all. The country now it don't get big bad name. Now Lebanon and other side the way they watch right now. This is shameful. All right, so we'll be just one for get a tip for just say we go inside the border. I hear the misinformation minister they talk something on this particular thing. It basically they try for talk say the caretaker not only in charge of money. They get people then where they work with money. But even inside the audit report, people then right, especially that's how they give double per diem. Then write to the audit service say, then do it in consultation with the caretaker. When mean say, if they not go to that far way, when mean say, if they go do something, then go left debts, now other person in country, then go forge receipts, not to indirectly all depend one, but then do it in consultation with them, it gets knowledge of that day. But misinformation say, no, not to in not get business day. I get people where they work with them. But before we go into that day, before I allow you for kind side, I want to tell you say we basically they host COP tomorrow. Yes, we they get COP tomorrow inside this program. COP they can talk about different things. COP they can talk about why COP at this time, waiting and the hope for achieve, waiting and the focus for 2023. And most importantly, then they talk about the audit report of 2020. Then they talk about plenty other national issues then. The midterm census. Then they talk about the unlawful arrests and detention of members of the opposition, including the suppression and oppression of this government, so the people then. All of them one they are, now then they talk about. The key guest for this particular program, now Femi Claudius Cole. Of course, we don't feel the pinch of that one, the GGs no. As the police them, been just go and arrest them for their own reason. It go there here so for talk about that one day. We get two other people then from COP where they join them. And of course, as we go along, we get the Dr. Dennis, where himself go get for join we along the as we go with the program. Well, plenty other things then they will get for discuss tomorrow. They as well they try for do a fundraising for the election. You know, or they do a fundraising for the election and plenty other things. So tomorrow inside the program, we get forget apart from the guests that we get different people that they can join with. We get one other woman strong presenter who have been on the watch in programs them. It will get for join me inside the program. We go as well get one former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, former Minister of Social Welfare. They all go there so tomorrow for battle week. Because the presentation style tomorrow it will get for be like an acrobatic show. Because you get another professional them where they can join the Bible and Sembe this time around with a very different style. And the first time for you get this kind of style inside the program. So join me tomorrow, 9 p.m. salon time. Then we will able to get that kind of discussion. The end, like all time, you will get the time for call and add a voice inside the program. Because that's now one of the key parts of the program. People-centered program for make your voice always be part of the program. So join me tomorrow inside the program. If you get interest in this, please send for we the word send so you go help for share the flyer. Basically, we they send the flyer to you when you send the word to we send now we number and then through WhatsApp and then we send the flyer so you will help we for sharing. Some people end up already begin for sharing. We tell you plenty thank you. So I think this not just the information. We go back to Usa we be there. By the way, the issue of caretaker bill, not only the handle money, but we see Usa the former caretaker, then they run after him because of money business. Yeah, in this case, we see the caretaker approve for let them care go money in a bundle. Where not possible money laundering that one day. Yeah, where it's supposed if for live by example, this not the people who they expect for live by example, not to like LJ IG they put more span. Because when you do transaction, a monetary transaction, you get for do them in the right channel through bank for let we get track of that particular thing. There. When you do bank transfer, we be able to know who style you wire that money go, waiting they use them for, we be able to get that kind of clear track of that. But when you take money in a bag, put it inside plane, you can't go. That is money laundering. Yeah, and the other thing we see them talk about double dipping. Whereas then they join them together for fraud the state. Then the same thing and go take and 2 10. Then will come them they fake receipt and all of them things then they this is not the same. And then will come some receipt again where inaccurate, inconsistent. That they go that receipt for the same thing will talk about this. Then they go talk about that and the figures them not go they see the same side. All of them things that they then pick up inside this report will just come out. So apart from the fact that the International Audit Service Salon don't talk say this particular report miss plenty elements them. But I'll let you there.
Well, for some people who don't know and understand Minister of Misinformation, this go stand like something strange to them. But I do believe between me and you two, you know, not to a doubt to we. But one thing I always say, there people that get I don't know how they describe CCO gang get to for B. You know, I don't know if not polymorph or I don't know that but way rude way be say the money that they can make noise for wake people there. In name escape me from them. Now so Bio bring Fatima, he can plant some now there. Now if you don't describe most of these guys for be educated fools. So a misinformation minister, he fall in that category there. We say, Mr. Say, look at me, describe me like a flaun, like somebody abnormal. Like, PQA, no, able get better. We not talk better, Bobby. We malnourished. The infected in the hospital say he able to survive. That's what it look like. You dey see the big full Panam because anytime when he come na media for can talk, you know, talk in the interest of Mama Salon, he always they come for can talk in the interest and defend caretaker bio for pay imposition as they don't get it for full and commodity. It's still a continue now for the talk, the praise, so he is able to sit on there. You know, when he come back Tifi Jankoligo inside we yard, yes, we been get people away there. We all don't describe say that they Tifu, but they were then double the former regime, the fraud, the looting, whatever I can we then they call the looting in a very grand style. Then they loot, they begin and they loot. They consider the loot. You see, but maybe they go taking people and they can't pay them, put them on a payroll. They're not the hook. So me, if this misinformation where in first people one kind of command where homeless na Europe, where just in a street and then they sleep. If they come and talk some big food talk there, I'm not killing for at me enemy brother. We move.
Well, I think now we can with Kande Yumkela in issue pretty soon. But in the meantime, let me go and watch something from the Africanist Press. The Africanist Press basically they try to tell we say plenty things and they were missing, we very essential, we very key evidence them, very important evidence them. We're relating to material misstatements and financial irregularities. Then they say them misstatements and financial irregularities they also will be identified during the annual audit exercise of the monetary and where they be identified and they well concerning the account of government ministries, departments and agencies. Them he said they don't missing serious one inside this particular thing. Let's see. He said Africanist Press discovered that the more than 50% of the evidence on essential irregularity discovered during the fiscal year 2020 audit exercise was omitted. In other words, them thing and the way them put when I be the very, very important things them take by power, by force, by power, the roots then commodity and say people will not forget attention to the one in there. But the unfortunate because that thing now, the Africanist Press in satellite, we don't pick them things and they so now they pull them small. It said the material left out includes detail of cash losses on reported transactions, irregular, expenditure, dubious procurement activities, and other financial irregularities. You see the things then we left out. A bank around them things there also. Yeah, we get for do it. The kind couple where we lost. Yeah, the kind in transaction the way they do, the buy and sell, the money business where they pass for pay for this contract, this and that, they not report them. The kind irregular expenditure, that kind wait, the kind different kind way how they spend couple. All of them things then they and the way how they use crook way for do some procurement activities them now things them this inside the audit report we been done at the draft. But this particular report, that short term way Lara comot, Abdulaziz, finger am, good one. And pull and comot, Nado. This now waiting the Africanist Press then say Africanist Press compare details, compare the detail of the fiscal year 2020 audit report with information recorded on its document, including management response letter regarding audit findings sent to MDs and other correspondence between basically waiting in the tries for say they watch good one inside waiting be always don't begin then at the audit reports. They look at the drafts, they look at the management letters them, the response. That's that thing where they can say now this we find out so the kind of problem we don't in the ministry, department or agency. Then the management will reply back to them say, okay, now this. Then auditor will reply back say, okay, now this you not say, but we not still confirm and remain unresolved. Most of them things then they where this government and Abdulaziz, when are the acting auditor general, see say if he did it cause more problem. Like we talked yesterday, maybe, but I would say, if this Abdulaziz in report stands so, na problem. Then, if the original one being come out, how if for been Talek? Not over Allah. All right.
A disaster.
So, when I ignore some of the things that we did on the other side, are actually there inside Facebook. Yeah, for read this thing. So, some of the things that we see, therefore do with other people waiting, yeah? Of course, na Facebook. So, let me go down quick one. Then say in the final 2020 audit report, for instance, reported cash losses, including those identified both for fiscal year 2020 and from backlog audits covering 2016, 17, 18, 19 amounts to 100. These are basically what this audit report say. Yeah, when about $15 million dollars for fiscal year 2020. Say the report states that the annual cash loss was 113. This is the therefore talk about the one where this Abdulaziz report come out with. It's the Africanist Press discovered that the reported cash losses are far below. That means they under-report. If, for example, I they make 100,000, then I tell you say I they make 10,000. It under-report that particular state, you know, of the annual cash losses. Where they talk about 113 billion, yeah? They say they under-report that particular cash losses. They far below the actual things that were then discovered during the fiscal year of 2020 audit exercise. So basically, that time always like the way they do their reports and the things they always then discover. Then pull most of the important things then so the figure they under-report them. So this one we see so now just crackers. That's what they can say. Now just empty shell, yeah? Now so according to the audit report, according to Africanist Press, it said we discovered that evidence of cash losses recorded in the draft management response letter sent to MDs between March 2021 and October 2021 are 3 times higher than the total cumulative amount recorded in the fiscal year audit report as presented to Parliament. You see, this basically just to try to emphasize the point, say they really underestimate, they really under-report some of them things and yeah, they really were included. Okay, they really under-report. Let's take a fast and butcher them. It said the fiscal year audit report made no mention of the detail of these queries, including whether they were resolved or maintained. So it is time for saying now, say this report, because if you watch, the report plenty side and they were inside one page, you get 1, 2, 3 things where they talk about. It's so unusual. Because normally when they talk about, for example, caretaker in office, it get detailed of things then. But this you find out say not to caretaker they talk about too. Some other departments in there. Like for example, yesterday we attempt for read the free education project, for example. We just only talk about how you call this thing. Monitoring WASC na Guinea and how they give civil rights movement money when they're waiting. So what about the bulk of the other things then? You do understand? So these are some of the missing very important things the way they talk about. Well, that is something that the small picking on. The big man on the cam. Let's go down back, quick one. Let's show you now something. The Africanist Press noted that they omitted material significantly affected the overall information of the nature. So basically, all of them things that where the root come out, where they take the I call that thing the audit report, where they say they finally care go to Parliament. Then put plenty things them where it according to them it affects it and bugging the original thing, the original idea, the original information where for be done day inside the audit report. So then tamper with a better one. Well, you know, it go further and talk about some of the things that where they pull things that can form. Yeah, he said the relevant MDs in question include the Petroleum Directorate. From the Petroleum Directorate, where of course this Minister of Trade Rights and MBD, and now they don't take Onkuli in Fambo, they don't put on there. So plenty things missing from that particular directorate thing. Then say the National Social Security and Insurance Trust, that NASIT, yeah, they root plenty things from that NASIT. The Sierra Leone Housing Corporation, when a SALOC, yeah, they put plenty things commodity. The minister, the National Mines and Mineral Agency, that's what it's supposed to be. National Mineral Agency, NMA, Then pull things then the Sierra Leone Maritime Association and other sector, including details of timber export revenue. You see somebody be consistently they ask we, waiting body timber. We know here, we know see body timber. Then say their roots, they all commodity. Remember the other time, then tell we say we lost 5 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now, what did they find out? They find out so that they been create so much interest. So now people them, for let people them know, you know, say we not can ask questions. So now they take all them things and then make a jaw, then put some corner side. Then cook big photo, then they cut all them put them, then they put small for the people them no more where then they come. Now the people they don't can they eat the food no do, but still then keep inside and strong room for shape and to the family then. So this now waiting basically the audit report they try for tell we about the things and where they do. Yeah, even talk say he say the export revenue transaction in the office. You know, one time they talk about the first lady they don't know what Turkey, then they get some money. You remember that talk where they go around there? So now,
yeah.
Africanist Press say the detail on timber export revenue and transaction in the office of the first lady. That's that timber business. Yeah. All of the money when they be cut by the timber for the office of the first lady, all that one they missing inside this report. So you see the joke inside the jar, allow you stay first, allow you for digress and mix up box up that particular side the USA don't come also rubbish. You know what I mean? And give them bang and box and they listen. Let me tell you.
Well, some people not gonna be surprised.
They're criminal.
No, but some people not gonna be surprised. You know, we will not say there were the qualification in stealing and looting, being a Yampi. Now they didn't get qualification. No surprise. You know, when like this now it paid me. Where I always say we Sierra Leoneans we hypocrites to the biggest level. All the babala money are castly done right now. That war guy not come and talk for that. Think they were not relevant. Now in the put close for now we had. Now, some of them is in all you see where this LA in case they loud for distract people them attention. One thing about this government, now government will feel say they're smart, but they're not smart, they're big full past all things. For any time where they get a bigger issue for address, a bigger issue where we the citizens have not focused on, then they bring another petty issue where they can put just across of the thing and medicine for make them distract your attention. But some of we, it's very hard for be distracted.
One way or the
other. You know the work.
We talk say every day we go to the audit report, reserve is spent, other thing they come, and this one at the Caribbean, so you can't listen this wire. Then say in case of NASIT, for example, we found evidence that a material misstatement, yeah, amounting that inside the audit service, the NASIT, the Africanist Press then find out say something where then for the amount where they report, we're waiting for the report, when about 60.9 billion leons. 60 billion leons, when about $6 million between the contribution income recorded, yeah, that's the money them where with the work, with the pay, we say they keep money in audits and assets for Utuma Bambai. That money they pay finger and better one. They say about 60.9, approximately 61 billion leons, were amounting to over $6 million, yeah, from the income where they recorded to the NASIT financial statement. The income where they record to the NASIT final financial statement. Then find out say difference day in the statement of fiscal year 2019 and the amount where they record for 2019 NASIT general ledger now different in the trial balance. They will do business and evident in there now trial balance. Then be exclude them from the final reports. That means say that's outside then they try for put the couple them together for make sure say they work the math for lay balance find one. Then pull and fail. Now they be 60 billion come out. So this 60 billion then keep on a corner. They don't make lay people them but that one they at all then keep them. From the final report where they can go to Parliament. Then say the audit exercise discovered that NASIT officials did not completely and accurately record workers' contribution income in financial year 2020. In other words, put and fine. Then say that couple where then the courts from people that work where then they work say every month, then the court say for you now sit. Where then say after 15 years, you go get right to that couple day. Yeah? That couple day where then don't cut. Because what me know from overseas country them, when you don't work, some people are where they work now, then they take part the money and they waiting. The gold cover all how down they go, that's what other people in the camp. Then say that money the way out then they pay. Then the finger and put and corner aside. Remember the other time, then say Nasit give donation to Oba, give donation to caretaker in foundation, give donation to. So the money all where we busily contribute say for we tomorrow bambai, caretaker bio and in cabal, then busily finger the money, eat them how they want for it time because they not get swear. But we go know that get swear one day. So basically, now this channel they try for talk. So how then they put the things them? That how then they record, the how then they enter at the ledger, the final report, all things just elter skelter mix up box up, so joblo jabla. Then all they put in order for lay people they don't know how best they don't go and dig the whole inside their money business then they. Yeah. Then say contribution income financial examine. It say audit letters examined by the Africanist Press noted specifically that the Nurses General Ledger record a total of 631 billion. You do understand? The ledger, the original ledger, it recorded about over 631 billion, when about $63.2 million. Now the record. Then say okay, in income of fiscal year 2019, whereas the NACIT financial statement shows only, oh my God, imagine, let's call the money back. Let's call it in dollars. The record, the original record show over $63.2 million. But when it comes to the area of the statements, when NACIT the show, they only give $57.6 million. So now work the math. 57, 3, so 5, 3, approximately some $1 million back where they don't pull. You now work the math somewhere now. Yeah? The original record for B, $63.2 million. But the one where then give now $53.6 million, leaving a difference of $60.9 billion, when now over $6 million where they not account for. Just now NACIT. Just NACIT according to the Audit Service. So according to Africanist Press. Just NACIT. Then get about $6 million where they in limbo. Where they can say limbo. Limbo dance. That the thing just the jump no more now. I want for jump. Limbo dance. It's a bit that now, eh? It just the go elter skater. And the jump na Fatima and mother them pocket. Limbo dance. Dun. Now so the now so the money just they go. It dance, they enjoy them party there. You see every day they splash money party. The one they wait for all the accountable now. Then just they give them money now. Then they ask from 200 million. Now then they ask for later and give them 500 million. How then go bet the finger where they feed them? So look at this thing. $6 million. They float. They not report for them at all. But this all not reflect inside the audit report of 2020. If you get the information and you feel say we try we best for break and down for let we all understand, hit for the like button. We get about 158 likes na Facebook, sorry na YouTube, and we get about 399 where they watch right now. And Facebook we get about 288 where they watch with 141 reaction. Please hit for the like button, please. And tell we say you appreciate the information the way we get. This na courtesy of Africanist Press. We just try for break and down for let we understand. Because we know say not to all man can read, or sometimes they not to all man like for read long things. So we attempt for just broken for you. Once we give you the kotat, we give you the limbo dance. Limbo dance. No vex. Na my uncle. John the tip. Okay, let's continue. Then say Africanist Press, they identify a difference of 60 billion, yeah, between income and per financial statements and income as per general ledger and trial balance. I beg, una left for this side. So I think I don't explain that side. Now on down small bits more. Then say the auditor also stated in an audit letter that NACIT similarly underreported interest income. Yeah, I think we don't. Interest income for fiscal year 2019 financial statements by 309 million, winning over $30,000, thereby affecting the ability of the Bank of Sierra Leone to apply the corresponding interest rate of 19.46% for investments made in marketable bond by. So basically, all of them things are within the underreporting this thing. The bond self when again a Bank of Saloon, it ambogam. You know they make the business rates the flow fine one because the waiting is supposed for the actually pumping, they know the pump them in. So it ambog the old system. Yeah. So let me see. Then say the corresponding interest rate of 9. Okay, I don't get that one day. All right. Then say likewise, the audit working paper also identified a total of 465 million leons, when are over $46,000 as ineligible payments made to various organizations and individuals as donation. I tell you just now, eh? I tell you.
Yeah.
I been saying
Yeah.
My uncle in former school, yeah. Remember that Arujo where they go old, then donate, then get Oba, then get CKC old boys. Then just the donates so they squad them, yeah. All them donation and they not call for, not necessary. They're not supposed for do them at all. Brother, if I tell you something, they're not for do them at all. Let's continue for say. Then say. Okay, last continue for the say that's eligible payments made to various organizations as individuals, as individual donation. The audit team queried the basis upon which these payments were made, as they did not fall within the NACIT normal operation. You see, eh? But who's the NACIT where they keep people their money don't know.
Na magic.
This na panjip, not to magic.
No card me, that's me, what?
All right, let's see this thing. They say the detail of financial mismanagement were identified by auditor during the audit exercise carried out on NACIT's financial statements and were highlighted as high priority in the draft management letter sent by the Audit Service to NACIT for response. So basically, then they play with this tier so and nothing they're not able to come out with. And just they make a little like that one day. There we go. Then say thus, the financial year, the financial year of 2020 audit reports presented to Parliament excluded the most pertinent elements relating to the misappropriation of over 60.9 billion in pension funds collected by NACIT in 2019. See what you tell you? Then they keep people in. So now they want time for wreck people, even people, poor people where they put in for small one for tomorrow bye. They want for squeeze them back. All man, this any left not, they never say leave no stone unturned or untouched. And this.
Well, now the kind of people they will get, we don't inform people and say the report will come out, now they own. The one way that for we the people they come out. So you will not begin read or you will not read yourself with the things the way Africanist Press mentions. So if you really don't know now, say finally the people are the day on something we make even be their baddest woman. Imagine Timber, they don't measure Timber. They don't know own.
I talk calm. It's interestingly, I not read this report fine one. But this is one of the things that we don't come up. I remember them. Listen, the people the way they make donation to you. Guess what? If you guess the first person, the first time they make donation at the signing, who that side?
Answer for our girls.
No, he didn't hear. He didn't hear. Mada and Fatima Foundation. Mada and Fatima Bio Foundation, the Old Boys Association, OBA, and several other organizations associated with the president and other senior members of the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party. You see, this na a married cake. They know the cut and shape.
Or not just the enjoy.
So now yeah, so they can take money, give them boys them where they can shape money give. Where they can say they give them 1 million per month. Remember?
But of course,
we do through confession.
The chukman there.
And they get me the house. So remember one time we didn't talk about. I think now. Yes. Then we talk about 2 media house them like the AYV and the Radio Democracy, where Africanist Press been talking about. All right, let's move. Then say the fiscal year, another year anyway, I don't know if it did done. The fiscal year audit report was presented to Parliament on 9 December. Okay, controlling appointment. Okay, logo. An Africanist Press investigation previously discovered that the president's decision to suspend the 2 leading audits officials came after they highlighted financial and procurement irregularities while auditing detail of president's travel expenditure. So, what you want to tell me? You want to tell me say they under put back for we? Of course, if you don't talk about the receipt, now first begin blow the whistle. Interestingly, Africanist Press always there on top the audit service. So now audits they take from Africanist Press or anything. And now this particular thing, if they end up for proof, say all waiting Africanist Press the report so now true, it they discredit Abdul Aziz in auditing work, in work as standard or in work as chartered accountant, because then people and they any small thing of that and they never trust you, and your repetition everywhere they be nonsense. It really be nonsense. So again, other things they say the submitted receipts and invoice include alleged payments of hotel to South Africa, Lebanon, Gabon, and United Kingdom, and Ethiopia. Auditors presented the invoice and receipts to the hotel for audit verification, which the hotel denied having issued. Yeah. So not to one sign. We face na Lebanon no more. Well, you see what they do? Then just take Lebanon, then left and day. All the other one them. So this man, any way go, a criminal, they go and they go buy something no more at the hotel and fake the receipt.
Wait till make you visit the man they move Boku.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I will continue for fly. You know it is Vietnam. You know, and you know it they get to Vietnam. So, not to doubt. Not to doubt.
Yeah. Anyway, they say they are all denying that particular thing. Then they say the Africanist Press discovered the Auditor General Laratelo Pias and Deputy Tamba Momo incurred the wrath of the president by inciting by insisting on including these audit findings on the president's travel expenditure and detail of the irregularities relating to the First Lady office in the fiscal year. So you see the problem come out? The problem come out when they say power parental so for then the audit report, especially the area of travel and the side of the First Lady, the president say, no, you're not supposed to be like that one day. So you see, the president has also indefinite, okay, this are the reason them, you know, well, what I go do, brother? I think we go left first. We might continue with tomorrow because of time. I don't know. Let's see if people are okay with that one day because we go to other thing. Are you cool that we left and stay first? Then we go to other thing.
You know the report now continuous process because the page them babala boku, the things them boku. So definitely we just get for take dear.
And so COP go there also tomorrow. They talk about the audit report. you go hear the opposition views, yeah, because we understand and do reports on BBC, then talk to civil society and talk to government, but the one very important voice missing when are the voice of the opposition. Yeah, a very important body missing. So we can't look waiting themselves get for say with regards that one day. Anyway, Cherno being further what's the Cherno? Africanist Press giving evidence of the findings them all. Yeah, it give evidence of the things them. These are all the things them where been there inside the draft report. So all the things that will be there inside the draft report where they talk about. Yeah, these are all of the things them where they omit. You see them? These are the drafts where they be don't care go na government printer. All of them things they are. National Social Security. We take them from here so tomorrow. Yeah. Then keep all of them things there so. But if you want to read ahead of we, you can follow the go na check no bar in Facebook page. There you could get link for go na the Africanist Press the website. Also you will able for see this. But tomorrow couple there follow we discuss plenty other things then. So in the meantime, for let me just get a cool off period. Let me listen to this report where then do from Parliament 98.1 and do this report. And again for do with Kande Yumkela as even the request for let then debate the Auditor General in report, the audit report of 2020 na Parliament. So if we did together we move.
We fly.
Be it resolved that the Auditor General's report on the account of Sierra Leone 2020, which was laid
Speaker,
on the table of the House on Tuesday, 14 December 2021, be debated by this Honourable House in pursuance to Section 119,
allow the Honourable Member to finish.
Subsection 5
Allow
of the
him to finish.
Now the exact situation this na the well during the term where the leader for the National Grand Coalition Party na Parliament, Honourable Kande Yumkela, be the move motion of notice for make member the na Parliament debate the 2020 audit report after with the Deputy Speaker, Honourable Sengepo Solomon Thomas, be led this report na Parliament Tuesday, December 14 this year. After we Audit Service alone, we don't present this report to Parliament. But as Honourable Yumkela no be get chance fine for move a motion of notice, the Speaker, Honourable Dr. Chegno Abbas Bundu, be asked him for go ahead with the motion where he be later move.
Mr. Chairman, colleagues, as you know, we have continuously requested of this House a debate of the various reports of the Auditor General. We followed due process yesterday by submitting in writing a notice of motion, and with your leave, I would love to read the notice of motion and for you to consider a formal notice to the House, proposed by Honourable Dr. Kande Yumkela and also seconded by Honourable Hassan A. Sise. Be it resolved that the Auditor General's report on the account of Sierra Leone 2020, which was laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 14th of December 2021, be debated by this Honourable House in pursuance of Section 119, subsection 5 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone Act No. 6 of 1991. So I give notice to the House. We've duly circulated it, put it in the pigeonholes for all members, following strictly SO 25 2 as required by law.
This motion of notice, now one where the Deputy Leader of Government's Business, Honourable Bashiru Siliki, be object to, Usa say, this notice not in order.
This is a House of Rules. So when the Member of Parliament is going against the spirit of the rules, he needs to be guided, Mr. Speaker. In the other paper, we have substantive items, and there is no item referred to as notice of motion. We should have dealt with the substantive items, then we're now going to notice of motion. If you read SO 25-2, that will not help the Honourable Member, Mr. Speaker, especially when we have substantive items on the other paper. We should have completed the items on the other paper. Then we consider SO 25, Mr. Speaker.
With this confusion, we get for do the motion of notice. The Speaker, Honourable Dr. Chegno Abbas Bundu, be address the issue.
I have read SO 25-2, and I can confirm to the House that indeed you submitted a written notice yesterday, which I have duly passed on to its proper destination.
But by always the speaker, we don't clarify this issue. The arguments may still continue among members of parliament them.
Mr. Speaker, we are not against our colleague, but we want to follow proper procedure. He did not serve us notice of motion yesterday. What he has done, he has jumped a step. He has given notice of motion through the class, 25-2. He shall serve us yesterday notice of motion in the well. You should not read it here.
The rule is stand. Let me inform the House again that I do take due notice of the written notice made by the honorable member, and I passed it on to its proper destination.
You should not serve notice that you want to serve notice because you want to do so. You should serve notice in the chamber.
He is merely reaffirming what he did yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, I challenge him.
He sent a written notice.
No, it's also wrong.
Mr.
Speaker, that one is also wrong. We are not against his motion. We are not against his motion.
What are you against?
The procedure. I refer to ISO 25-2. So when it's just for the notification, you have ruled.
Mr. Speaker, can we make progress?
Indeed, thank you.
Can we make progress, please?
I will entertain no further interventions on this particular matter. And what the member did is in consonance with the provisions of ISO 25.
As the confusion of notice be continuing at well, the speaker be end up getting ruling. Usa is say the notice of motion where the leader for the National Grand Coalition Party move for debate the 2020 audit reports, they in place. We make it say this motion stand. As all this they been a parliament, member then a parliament being agree for the large scale mining agreement between government and the Marampa Mines Limited for Radio Democracy is SPRC reports.
Well, of course, me fambolem as soon as don't hear waiting, we don't play una for the word of parliament. This don't totally show you say better thing not they go on at that particular house day. You know, small side way I just underline the way I want to talk, but first you see who side the speaker they agree, member of parliament they disagree. He say it challenge the speaker in decision. The speaker, they try for tell him, say, he don't do the proper thing, what he is supposed to do. He still they argue. So, me brother, I don't understand why we even get parliament. If not just a face because of the law.
So I think really, we get parliament for we see them kind of arguments there. But in the case of this one, we see say most of them now they seek their own party interest, not the national interest.
But of course,
because they no say if they put that document there now parliament for let them debate them. Tell me say wahala day, oh.
Be square, right? I tell you, and they enjoy the comedy movie.
So they're not, you know, caretaker, you're not going to ever allow that for happen because they're not going to let them put. Well, you know, it's in Africanist Press. I said then go put car pepper in here, and I say no, then they go, then they put, they beat and fine, they miss out your bass. So caretaker, you're not going to let them put nene ko in your bass and your. So you not go ever agree in as much as you see the I call this. Abbas Bundu, the Tawa say, yes, he do the right procedure, but guess what? They're not the ever call them na parliament. But they're not clear the backlog. Like we just fresh election the car we damn me like that one day. In as much as not to alter them put. Then they go debate. It's not possible. You can from the beginning to now, I think it just the waste the energy. So now this makes one thinking the sorry, I say at times people no need for the blame Mkela too much. In as much as because when government just just gap when you begin to oppose, you get for study and see. You understand it? And you get for work with government. Government are all about collaborative efforts for work and let we move and see what things happen. You understand? But in the case of USA, it don't begin to say what I don't begin pass Gary, it don't begin take instance. But some people say it all late. Everybody get right to their own opinion. But this stand. It don't tell where then they try for take them. It not the work. One thing I go tell people then, this government, waiting elect, boycott and elect. Anytime you say boycott, now the thing they do waiting they want for do. Hey, then boycott na parliament. Then they do anything they want to do behind them. They're not in look themselves. When the speaker in own camp, they not put them by force. When the member of parliament in own camp, they not root them by force. When they want for pass law them, where the opposition no agree, they not they put them by force. So they want anything for boycott. Now I make even this census right now, then just they do one for do sake. Yeah. Then they do one, then pull the results, then mass them, then stamp them in work man.
These guys, they don't believe on democracy.
You are crazy if you uncost me. Yeah, because maybe talk about what the people. But, wait. Una the mistake. The ideology of pauperism is different from democracy. And what thing we go with right now, the government will get right now pauperism then get. In other words, when you move and down small, you get what we call dictatorialism. Dictatorship. Nothing like democracy. No, they exist. It's not democratic. Democratic is all about consultation, discussion, open government, transparency, accountability. Government of the people for the people, and not by the people. But oh yeah, guess what? Not by the people, because now the people put on there. Yeah? But it not stand for the people. And not for the people. What did they do? Pauperism. They just get a cabal where they protect. Do the kind dubious things then for just protect their own image and get away with what they want to get away with. In just 3-4 years, how many houses that we most of them don't build? You ever hear them say caretaker build one house? Ain't not the below.
But Sano don't tell you. Sano don't tell you anything. I bear that.
Okay, let's say one thing. Anybody where he thief, he always defeats the other person he thief. You get what I mean?
Yeah, man.
This man not the point finger for that in company say he do money laundering. You know the anti-corruption rating. Say former caretaker do money laundering.
That's what he say.
Because that's an ideology. So now as we talk so, sitting president for the first time in history, audit report they talk about money laundering. Audit report they talk about dubious act. Audit report they talk about forgery. First time in history. Well, I know go say in history. Let's say in the recent past. Because I'm not too sabi waiting there and they don't pass. In the recent past. First time. From Tijan Kabato now. The first time. What do you expect, man? So he just get to make sure say he use other person in own. Okay, now like he don't go here now, he don't go shit me one. He won't commode as person go pass so. He say, hey, now you, anything up now before. You don't see then the other thief per person na net dark place. He go hide corner. The first person where they can pass thief now he come back he run after thief. You understand? He where don't go thief. It don't happen but one of the country, no? In where they go where they all apparatus, they run, they go take cover. The first person where they can pass, where they say thief, now they come back there now. Thief. He say look up. Now in the beat now, then in where get in deal, where they focus on that, they come out, they go suffer. That's what this man they do. Thief man, they all a thief.
Now the system back a salon they go bien. Wouldn't away for believe. Wrong side life. We they live so. Now the thief life. We they live so. Now the grab life. We they live so.
We not say them the things them be really hard, but now things don't go really hard. Pastor even there, they meet the water dirty, they no wait let it settle.
Don't box stop them. They get syndicates, but also game they get.
Now you know the right way you don't talk to na syndicate. So of course we know say this audit report and just to try no more. But they're not there for do anything for them.
Nothing.
Okay.
That's the only come over now.
Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to shock you with another thing. Where will be the last thing inside? We talk about the MCC the reports, no? So let's shock you something quick. because I don't see a lot of things they come up today with regards to MCC. So we do a search and we find out this from trusted source. Then we find out this is from MCC, then SSF, yeah. Basically, let's take him up first and say something. You see, this now the MCC board selects Belize, Zambia for grant assistance. So basically, at the table of Zambia just now, the new government, yeah, will take over. You know, if you remember, say Zambia and it's by Kuma Bingo DNT.
Yeah.
We'll go conduct our election day. So in 100 days, in 100 days, they don't get this. In 100 days, they don't begin talk about achievements, progress. They don't talk about crying the opposition. They don't talk about pointing fingers on the opposition. Rather, then they make boast of the things were visible. All right. So they don't give them. They don't select them for giving grants for grant assistance. Yeah. So now, but in Sierra Leone, something come up. Yeah. Look at this thing. They say MCC board of directors also selected Indonesia, reselected. In other words, then we don't take them first, like how we say they don't select we first. It means that we didn't have a pipeline for almost get them. We almost get qualification. Yeah. So like we and the other one then they reselect Indonesia, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Sierra Leone, and Timor-Leste. For the compact development, in Kenya and Kiribati for threshold program development. The board reaffirmed its support and continue compact development in Kosovo. In addition, the board reselect Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, and Benin as eligible for current compacts program for regional integration. So then gets the own side for the compact, then the inside they already. However, due to Benin's overall multi-year decline in its commitment to MCC eligibility criteria and the principles of democratic governance, the board discussed and endorsed MCC determination to significantly reduce the portion of the planned regional investment that would be made in Benin through concurrent compact. Okay, basically, I want to show you something. The most important thing, that is the question of why will they get this kind of progress, where you see something they happen na the ground, but it's totally different from waiting we they see na the MCC. Yeah, let me look at this particular side where then talk about the selection reports. So look at this particular side. One side where they talk about the eligibility. Let's just watch for that side exactly. Okay. Let's look at this side here. Selection. They say MCC board use a 4-step. This is not the 4-step them for select country them where for eligible for assistance, including identifying candidates. Okay. So let's look at this MCC board assesses individual country commitment ruling justly. Okay. This is not the thing that they look for. Using policy indicators, okay, compile into, okay, fine. This now I will read. Please, let me look at this particular side. I hope I can just find. Look at this particular one where they are country scorecard. Yeah, I think this now one of the reasons we make we pass this particular thing. Then say MCC boss assesses individual country commitment to ruling justly, investing in people, and economic freedom using policy indicator compiled into country scorecard. So basically, if you watch, this then just they look into policies them. The commitment and policies them. In other words, I can just take paper and make a lot of things them and make big launching like what we do. We talk about them plenty. Yes, then they're able to assess you through that one day. They're not actually they look at the real part of the thing. What thing they actually happen from paper and pen to reality. And if not for paper and pen, this government then sabi because they get all the other people that when are civil society organizations them where been don't work on MCC for long years. Then sabi all the technique, all the strategies. So they in group in writing, they always they try for look at things them where go able for do certain things there. Let's look at this other part. How then they able for select the indicators. Watch for so then say then they basically look at the policies them, commitments and policies. Now look at this other thing. Then say MCC's uses. Look at the way how then they make person pass or fail. Then say MCC they use the public. MCC they use third-party governance data for indicators of the country's scorecard. So basically, if you talk about third party, you get for talk about civil society, you get for talk about other reports the way they pull. And one of the people the way they pull report fast now IGR. And we don't see this BNTM how IGR they score the government in terms of their reports the way they do the survey the way they do, where they always talk say these people, amount of people there, the percentage they trust in the government done this, the percentage they this done this, you understand how they talk? So this na the kind way. I highlight them for you. Maybe you will get your way how you look at them. Look at it. This part. Selection indicator. Then say MCC uses public third-party governance data. So you see, if they use third-party governance data, basically they get for take IGR, where IGR they work with the waiting house or what. So you see, these governments, if not based on them things they are, trust me, this government they get that money. But if not based on reality, they're not they get money because they're not qualified for nothing. But if not based on them things they are no more, no way they know they get money because then sabi dance. Even the journalists then sabi rub skin with them. The civil society then sabi do something for them. As we talk so right now, then say they get civil society engagement where we all know say now government they fund them back. So what do you think then they do all of that things then they so for make normally things fine in the eyes of the international corporation world, whereas in normal and actual reality na the ground na fake and zots. I guess me case.
Well, I believe say people are able to understand small waiting make the rates that people there now MCC. You know, come by waiting me and you they think, then get their own way. How they look at things, not to how they look at things. So I think this is clear now for you will be understand and you will able to learn. Not stress yourself. We didn't have the list. No mean say everything don't happen. We just didn't have the list. And the other everybody look at things, as I say earlier, my brother and my sister, it's totally different. They didn't look at the things right now where they happen. So now just flashy things tell them what they put in the papers, my brother don't say. Now in everybody look at and when you look at them, all organizations they get their way of operating. So me and you know we able to tell MCC how they for look at the things for rates, the SLPP, because we all know what this SLPP they do right now, and we know what they're capable of doing. So I think now that is good. Some of the things how they bring them up, so we they able to learn from waiting we don't know. That's it. Okay. These are the things where MCC they look and rate you for. Now that's all. Me family. No stress to say about this MCC.
All right. I think saying that for today. We want to tell you thank you for you don't take your time for like, share, comment, and for you just don't come and watch. Please don't forget for joining me tomorrow 9 p.m. Salon time as we the host members of COP. And I also for we talk about the issue of the census, the issue of the audit report, the issue of the arrest when they arrest people them just like that, and plenty other things then. So I want to tell you thank you. If you get interest for help me for share the flyer, send the word send now a number and then we go forward the flyer to you for help you for share. My name is Pierre, the freedom fighter. Until we meet tomorrow inside this special edition, I want to say God bless we all. Stay tuned. Stay safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I just enjoy me brother for tell una plenty thank you. Una way they come and support we on we challenge as the challenge still they go on. Now the channel, plenty thank you to una we don't give, plenty thank you to una no get, plenty thank you to una we just get a plan for give, but in our coverage we still pray make more doors them open for now so we they able reach to target. Well, of course, we want to talk everything concerning waiting we get tomorrow. We get a cup now. The people them where they come together. I mean, the opposition parties them we come together. Maybe for can save we, but are not able to talk everything. Wait till they come together tomorrow. Then they can tell me wait till they come together and form this cup. Until we meet again tomorrow, where I feel say you go fine and you go enjoy the program tomorrow. So join me, share the flyer. And call who I get for call. Say this program they take place on the channel tomorrow. So we all come on board and learn from the people there. They say learn from we. Until we meet again. Now that particular time they Mina Baibure come live from the north. Tata, I love you all.
When you begin, don't begin this small one at us. No go back and no say small. If you not pull up para one time, it will embarrass you because it will thief na neighbor us. The time when mother bio and woman then begin say then the thief. In party picking them, they come up and say, no, now because they not like them. Right now, it don't go put we country for embarrassment internationally. You don't go believe say mother bio go na people country. It come lie say how it don't go pay for hotel. It come with false receipts. Then Auditor General go check with this hotel. The hotel say, not to make this kind of receipt. In fact, mother be get that na so they not pay we at all. Those kind of embarrassment we pass that one day. So for say the image all when he say it they clean internationally. Now for put we on this kind of embarrassment we not ever get. Now the first time this now the history of the country for the president of the country go forge receipt. Then he can lie say he don't pay. This is shameful not of the country. This not a party business at all. The country now it don't get big bad name. Now Lebanon and other side the way they watch me right now. This is shameful. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button. And then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.